Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday for another Tough Love Thursday episode. I loved the conversation that was happening inside the Facebook group, last week's conversation. And today we're going to be diving in even deeper. And before we do, I have an important update for all of you that I did tease a little bit last week. It's some bittersweet news that is exciting and sad at the same time. This will officially be the last Tough Love Thursday, at least for the foreseeable future. I know this has been so much fun for me to jump in and record these short little snippets every week. I've been getting some amazing feedback, and I know you've all been loving them. So there will be a grieving process for all of us, which is so welcome, of course. And also excitement, on my part as I begin the journey to transition away from work and away from the online world that I live in and into my motherhood journey coming this fall. So there's a major transition happening for me over this summer as I start tapering back and beginning to gift myself more time away from the computer, more time for myself, more time for actually moving, and a lot of other fun things that we have going on over the next couple of months. So that does take me away, and I will be paring back the podcast episodes as well later in the summer. I'll keep you all posted on the podcast. I'll definitely have an update episode there for all of you to keep everybody in the know and in the loop. Communication is so important. So with that said, a huge thank you to everybody who has been loving these Tough Love Thursday episodes. Know that there is over 30 of them already there for you to go back and dive into, continue listening to. And again, I will still be showing up, still be bringing content forward. The podcast is going to be the best place to hang out with me, even through my motherhood journey. I'm sure I will be jumping in and sharing updates there on the podcast for you. So make sure you're following and tuning in on the podcast. Many of you are listening to this right now on the podcast, so you're good to go. Just make sure that you're subscribed. Okay, today, as you can tell from the title, most likely, I want to talk about something that's been really relevant for me lately, and I know is relevant for a lot of women. And most of us have had these experiences where we are not welcome or met with open arms in a health profession or medical setting when we have questions or concerns about our health. And the tough love that I want to share with all of you today is that you may not actually be advocating for yourself and for your health. And many of us, I know I've talked about this on the podcast and we've had episodes before about this, how quickly we are to just outsource our health. Now, lovingly sharing this with you because I also deeply understand and know how difficult it can sometimes be to come face to face with a medical professional who knows better than you and knows all the things and makes you really start to doubt and second guess yourself. And we've been in that position our whole lives, especially as women, really, really being taught that we should doubt ourselves. We don't know what we're talking about. Who are we to ask questions? Everyone else is doing this, so you just need to do it too. And we've really been herded like sheep into just going with the status quo, especially in these situations with people of power, whether it's a government or a doctor, right? They carry a presence of knowledge and confidence and essentially power. And it takes our power away, or we have let them take our power away over years. And I want to just deeply remind all of you that there are areas of your life that you're not advocating for, and your health is one of them. And there's so many pieces here, again, coming at this with the love in the tough love, because some self-compassion here is really important. It isn't always easy, especially if you are being cared by health professionals who shut you down, right? Any question you have, any concern you have, maybe they're brushing it under the rug. They don't have time to answer your questions, right? There's a lot of this going on in our medical system, especially if you're in the traditional medical system versus perhaps working with a naturopath or functional medical doctor, where you're more likely to have people to meet you with your concerns. Now, this has become really relevant for me lately, and I'm actually going to be recording a podcast episode very soon, diving deeper into this. But as I'm navigating pregnancy, I'm already coming up against some major decisions that I have to make and some common recommendations, using air quotes for those listening on the podcast, that my midwife and the medical system is telling me I need to do or I should do. And I am so grateful that I know how to ask good questions. I know how to advocate. And I really know the importance of an informed consent and really educating myself on any decision about a medical procedure or a substance that's to go in my body that will affect me and my baby. And I'm right now deep in research mode, learning for myself some of these situations that I'm having to navigate, so that I can actually make an informed decision, informed consent decision for myself and what feels right for me and my family and my beliefs going forward. Now, this is hard. This is hard, and why I'm going to film a whole episode on this, because it's taking a lot for me to have to do my own research. Unfortunately, the doctors that I'm working with do not have answers to most of my questions. And it's just the norm. This is just what you do. And we've done it for 70 years. So you just do it. And I don't accept that. I don't accept that. I want to really know, why am I doing something? Why is it important? What are the side effects? What's it going to impact? And I can weigh out all the details from then. And I think we need more of this. And I want to inspire all of you to please start taking back your power and your control and your sovereignty when it comes to your health, and stop blindly trusting medical professionals. Yes, sometimes they have amazing advice, but if there's any part of you that is like curious or wants to know more, if you're being presented with an option to, take a certain drug or have a certain procedure done, right? You are in your right. It is your body. It's your body. This is fully your choice to weigh out all the pros and cons, get information from both sides of like, why should I do this and why shouldn't I do this? And then decide for yourself what makes most sense, what feels most aligned, and what you feel most comfortable with. We need so desperately more women out there asking questions for themselves. And if you're met with somebody, which happens more often than not, who shuts you down for asking questions, makes you feel stupid, belittles you, please, 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 please look for other support. Look for other sources. Find another doctor. Talk to a naturopath instead of your regular doctor. Get second opinions. I mean, we do live in a world now where we have to really advocate for ourselves. And we have to sometimes be willing to do our own research, which is what I'm doing right now. And it's incredible what we can find with Facebook groups, about a certain topic, or books that we can find, people with alternative views, right? So find what you need, and just remember that your doctor is not the end all be all know all of your health. You are the one that is in driver's seat. And it is time for you to start advocating for yourself, right? And questioning even things that have been done for 200 years. That doesn't mean they're good for us, right? Look at the state of our health. If everything that we've done medically, especially over the last, couple decades, was good for us, why are we not healthier than ever? Right? There's clearly some misalignment in our medical system, in our food system. We know that. And we really do need to be the drivers and the investigators in our own life, so that we can make decisions that feel right for us. So you can trust yourself again and rebuild that relationship that so many of us have broken with our intuition and our own inner wisdom. So please, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask the question multiple times, and to search until you find someone who is willing to welcome your questions, or at least point you in the right direction of where you might find the answers to those questions. And I will very gratefully say that, I went actually for my midwife appointment yesterday, and I had a laundry list of very in-depth, detailed, scientific questions about some things that I'm having to choose and face. And I'm so grateful for the midwife that I have, and her ability to have met me in understanding that I have concerns, wanting to answer my questions, sharing what she knew with me, and really receiving and honoring that this is a decision that I make for me, and that she will support me no matter what I choose. And that is, such a gift, and so needed in our medical system, to really have that safe space to be honored and trusted that we are the experts in our body and we get to choose what we do. Okay. I'm going to end the rant there because this is a big one. And I'm going to record a whole podcast episode more in depth about how we can advocate for ourselves, especially in a medical setting, and some of the lessons that I'm like very, very relevantly going through right now. So I'll be sharing that in the next couple of weeks. But for now, I want you to sit with this and really just connect with and reflect on where you can be advocating for yourself better. In what situations are you simply taking the prescription, doing the procedure, like whatever's showing up, maybe not even in a medical setting. I mean, I'm talking about that specifically here, but it might be other areas of your life that you're just not asking questions, that you're just blindly trusting without actually having all the information that may be helpful for you to make a better decision. So I just so deeply hope that you go out there and do that and begin learning slowly how to advocate for yourself and find the people out there because they exist. There are amazing medical professionals out there that exist that can support you. And we live in this world now where you can always find somebody who will support you in the way that you deserve virtually, which is incredible, right? You can find someone in a different state or a different country that can answer your questions. And that is so, so deeply needed. So go out there, advocate for yourself, stand up for yourself, ask a billion questions. Do not let anybody belittle you or take your power away. And just remember that you are your own expert. You are your own inner guide. So that's it. That's a wrap. That's today's Tough Love Thursday, our final Tough Love Thursday. I hope that really landed. I hope that you're feeling more empowered to go out there and really start advocating for yourself. We start by doing that, even just reading labels at the grocery store, right? We're advocating for what are we putting in our body? What are we giving permission for the food industry to put into our bodies? And whether or not we want to do that or not. I mean, that's totally up to you. But the information piece is so important. So I hope that you found this helpful. Thank you again so deeply from the bottom of my heart for everybody who has been following along with these Tough Love Thursdays and of course with the podcast and everyone who's left a review on the podcast or been here in our private Facebook group. I know some of you are listening to this inside here. Stay tuned for updates as of course lots is changing in my life over the next couple months, and I'll be excited to share those updates on the podcast with all of you as we continue to shift and morph into this brand new phase of life for me. And I can't wait for you all to come along the ride with me, and so deeply honored and excited that you're still here. And thank you for following along. All right. We will see you next time. Bye, everyone.